Sometimes a team will win big at home in the wild card round of the playoffs and then just look like a completely different team on the road in the divisional round that next week. And I could see that happening to the Cowboys this week. So don't be too shocked if the Cowboys just look like a different team this week. But if they play hard, I see it being a very tough game for the Vikings. I'm going to predict a Vikings win, of course, by score of 24-20. It's not going to be as high scoring as some people think. This is my guess. And I think the Vikings will be up by 4, and Dallas will have one last shot, and a field goal won't do it. So they'll be pushing too hard, trying to beat the clock down the field at the end of the game, and they'll throw a pick or an incompletion on 4th down, and that'll be game. I hope I'm right. And I hope that the Vikings will host the Cardinals for the NFC Championship game. But we'll worry about that if and when the Vikings beat the Cowboys. Couple quick key points to this game. Do I have time? Got a couple minutes here. Okay. The Vikings have to protect Favre from Dallas's pass rush. If Favre gets sacked no more than 2, maybe 3 times, and Peterson's able to get at least 80 yards, I'd have a hard time thinking of a scenario in which the Vikings lose, if those 2 things happen. But if Favre takes a lot of sacks and or Peterson gets completely bottled up, I don't think it's going to work. So watch for those 2 things. Vikings, I think, will be big in this game if the Vikings win, are Percy Harvin and Asante Shenko. Percy Harvin's going to have a nice mismatch, I think. It'll be a good matchup for the Vikings. And Dallas is good at taking away some of the top receivers, but if everyone's out there and the Vikings are on with their timing, and McKinney and Lodeholt can keep the pass rush away from Favre for a 5-step drop, I could see a quick pass game happening and a lot of yards after the catch. I think tackling is going to be key. This game is going to be won or lost by yards after the catch, and whichever team tackles well and stops those catches as soon as they happen is going to win this game. It makes me nervous for the Vikings secondary, but it makes me hopeful because of the Vikings' weapons on offense. Something I'd like to see on defense, I'd like to see a healthy Antoine Winfield, first of all. Him and Griffin as cornerbacks, Cedric Griffin. And then I would like to see Madu Williams and as a safety, and then Tyrell Johnson / Jamarcus Sanford as safety. But I'd also like to see a little bit of Antoine Winfield at safety and Benny Sapp at cornerback. I think Antoine Winfield is smart enough and tough enough and not at full speed with his hurt foot that he would be a very, very good safety in the game, and I trust Benny Sapp to be a good enough cornerback as long as he doesn't commit penalties. I think that's a change that could help the Vikings secondary. I'd also like to see a lot of nickel defense out of them to keep Jasper Brinkley off the field. Sorry, Jasper, but you're a late-round rookie. You're doing the best you can. I like the way you hit, but you've got a lot to learn about the game still, and I'd like to see him off the field more. And when they do need 3 linebackers, put Heath Farwell in sometimes. He's smart, he's quick, and he's an awesome tackler. So good. I would be okay with him playing one of the outside and the inside linebacker and move Lieber or even Greenway. I think Lieber is probably the brainier of the 2 linebackers. He'd be a good middle linebacker in that case. Okay, I think I'm out of time. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'm nervous. I'm excited. The Vikings window feels like it's closing. They got to win a Super Bowl this year, or it could be a while before they get their next chance. See ya.